Zdravo, and welcome to a new episode of Konnakol 2020. My name is Carlitos from Slovenia, and this is what I have prepared for you today. Thadhi-kinathom Thadhi, kinathomThadhi, 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 kinathom. As explained yesterday, this is a continuation of a series that we started yesterday, so please go ahead and look at that episode if you haven't. And now that you're back, that is another simple Theermanam, just like yesterday's, that it has a length of 1 avartanam, but this is the first composition that is rendered in khanda nadai kilkalam. If you don't know what those words mean, well, you should go and check the video of March 3rd of March, which was my birthday, in which I explain all of these wonderful relationships in terms of subdivisions in Carnatic music, also known as nadai. In more layman terms, this means that each beat in our cycle of aditalam is divided in 5 equal units. That is quite unusual in Western music, especially in Western art music, what is normally known as classical music. But it is found in other places in the music, for example, of Turkey, of Bulgaria, in other places in the Balkans. This is quite common to find these subdivisions that every beat is divided equally into 5 units. So, as I said, this composition is 1 avartanam long, and since aditalam has 8 beats per avartanam, that means that in total we have 40 aksharas, whereas we normally equal 1 avartanam with 32 aksharas. Well, that is because we were in chaturashra nadai, that is 4 units per beat, but now we're talking 5, so of course when you multiply 8 by 5, you get 40. In terms of structure, this is really a beautiful, beautiful composition because it's so simple, but at the same time, it's quite hard to get right and also quite groovy in itself. And here on the left of the screen, I wrote the 2 compositions, yesterday's and today's. So yesterday's composition was 5, 1 gap, 5, 5, 1 gap, 5, 5, 5. Which in total was 32 aksharas, aka 1 avartanam, because we were at 4 units per beat. Today's composition is the one below that, which is 6, 2 gap, 6, 6, 2 gap, 6, 6, 6. If you do an addition of all those, you'll realize it's 40 units, 40 beats, but since we are in khanda nadai, it means that each beat is subdivided in 5. So when you do 40 divided by 5, you get 8 as well. So you see how all these compositions, spoiler alert, they're all going to last 1 avartanam, but they're going to be, in terms of the count of beats, are going to be longer and longer. And another quite magical characteristic of this series of composition is that you can see how the length of the phrase increases by 1, that is from 5 to 6, and also the length of the gap increases by 1, from 1 to 2. Anyway, enough of this waxing poetic about Carnatic music. Let's get to how you actually play this. Well, since on its own the composition is quite hard, thankfully we are using the most standard ways of reciting the phrase for 6, which is Thadhi-kinathom, super standard, and then the gap of 2, also we just do Dhim. But of course, since you can already tell, since you can imagine that every beat falls after counting 5, right? You can see that those numbers, 6, 2, 6, 6, 2, they're all even numbers. So they are most likely not going to fall on beat, they are going to fall elsewhere. So I've lined up a couple of tips for you to practice this and to succeed in doing this composition properly. The first one is practice with a metronome, absolutely necessary, and at maximum go at 55 BPMs, not more than that. Second, copy the transcription that you will see in the description of this video and also in an upcoming slide, and learn where every beat falls. Even if you have to do it by heart, as some of us have done, you really need to learn where all these beats fall, and that's the safest way of knowing where you are at all times. It's not a long composition, so you can do it. The third, and this is really an interesting trick, another of these wonderful characteristics that these compositions have. You can orient yourself by the second gap. That is, it is highlighted here on screen, and that is in this case, the second gap of 2, because that second gap, which in this case has a value of 2, will always fall on the downbeat of the 5th beat, which is, if you recall, aditalam is a clap, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you know that no matter where you start, or if you are not sure, you know that you can guide yourself. And when you go to Dhim, which is the second 2 gap, it's downbeat. And if all of this fails, or in a sense you are still struggling, there's one trick that actually is not a trick, it's actually a proper technique, which is instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then with all of that reciting the composition, what you can do is subdivide the counting. So you do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So you see what I'm doing? You're still counting from 1 to 5, but you are subdividing in smaller units, 2 plus 3. That really makes it easier. So are we ready to recite this? Let's go. First, we're going to recite 1/2 cycle of aditalam in khanda nadai, which is not taka-dimi, taka-juno. It's not that anymore. It's taka-ta-kita, 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 because it's a different nadai. Again, if you haven't, or even if you have, go and check that video of the 3rd of March, that is a couple of days ago, because that is where I explain all of that at length. So we do 1/2 cycle of aditalam, and then we go at the Theermanam that you have on screen. Taka-ta-kita, 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 Thadhi-kinathom-Dhim-Thadhi, kinathomThadhi, kinathom-Dhim-Thadhi, kinathomThadhi, kinathomThadhi, kinathom-Dhim. Now let's do it again, and we're going to do these subdivisions of the beat of the hand again, so you'll see that it's actually easier. Thadhi-kinathom-Dhim-Thadhi, kinathomThadhi, kinathom-Dhim-Thadhi, kinathomThadhi, kinathomThadhi, kinathom-Dhim. Thadhi-kinathom-Dhim-Thadhi, kinathomThadhi, kinathom-Dhim-Thadhi, kinathomThadhi, kinathomThadhi, kinathom-Dhim. I don't know if you love it as much as I do, but really, khanda nadai has this level of, at the same time, uncertainty because you're not used to it, but at the same time, it's so seductive, this kind of like uneven feel, that it reminds me that in Hindustani music, you have a similar rhythm cycle, which is called japtal, that all is 5 plus 5, or 2, 3, 2, 3. And they say is the rhythm cycle of the way that the camel walks. I don't know, never rode a camel myself, but in a way, it has this kind of groove, this kind of unevenness that I really, really like, and I hope you like that too. Anyway, that's all for today. Tomorrow we will continue with this series. Maybe you can imagine how we're going to continue, but you know, gremo lepo počasi. So, if you have any comment, questions, doubts, or corrections, please use the comment box below, because I sometimes, write something in not exactly the right way, so you can please correct me. I have been Carlitos from Slovenia, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.